so let's go ahead and get started. We'll start with the warm up again. First, we'll be doing core. So I'm going to stand to the side so you can see me. You don't have to do it that way. We're going to come up with a big stretch up to the ceiling and bring the arms down. Big stretch up again. This time, come up on the toes. Reach to the ceiling, shifting your weight from foot to foot. Go big stretch through the abs, through the back. Good, come on down. One more, up on the toes. Big reach up. And then come on down. Okay, we're gonna extend the right foot forward and then bring those arms up. Press the back of the left foot down to the mat so you feel a stretch through the calf. Both legs go straight, arms come back, reach forward again. Again, we're keeping that left foot straight, left knee straight, and the left foot down on the mat. Big reach forward, feel a stretch through that upper back, through the glutes, and the hamstring. Okay, now this time, lift the left heel off the mat with that same stretch up to the ceiling with the arms. Back, and then the left foot is coming off the mat. I have all 10 toes facing forward. I'm going to do one more. Come up and hold, and now take the arms out to the side. Try to lift that left foot off the mat, and lift and lower now that left leg. My knees are straight, just a very slight bend. Feather touch the left foot to the floor every time. Okay, good. Bring the left foot into the right. Take that right foot back. That same reach out with the right heel staying on the mat first. Bending the left knee, reaching the arms up to the ceiling. Right heel is on the mat. I'm going to do two more. I'm going to lift the right heel off the mat. So again, big stretch up. Lift the right heel off. And two more here. Hold it up there. Take those arms out to the side. Come on up with a straight left knee. And lift and lower the right leg. Core is tight. Feather touch the right toes to the floor. And then bring them back up. Good. Put that left foot down so I have both feet parallel. Sit back into a squat. Bring those arms up to the ceiling. And then straighten the legs. Reach the hands down towards the toes. And arms back up again. Sit back into that squat. Come on up, arms to the side. Go ahead and lift the right leg. From here, we're going to lower the right foot down to the floor. Core is tight. Feather touch if you'd like. Higher impact, don't touch. And keep the right leg still. Bring the arms up to the ceiling now, holding them there. Come on up for balance onto the left. Now that left foot is going to move. Feather touch if you'd like. Core is tight. Good. Both feet down, arms out to the side. Take the legs a little bit wide. Come down, right hand towards right knee or right foot. Slowly back up to the center. You heard that? Okay, left hand down to the right foot. And back to the center. One more time. Right to the left. And back to the center. Left to the right. And back to the center. Both hands into the middle. Bend the knees if you need to. From here, take both arms out to the side and the back hands to the spine. And back out to the side, down to the center, curl it up nice and slow, rolling the shoulders back. Okay, let's go ahead and start today. First exercise with our dumbbell. Again, you'll only need one for core. And we'll start with the wood chop. So I'll give two options. Higher impact, I'm holding the weight in both hands and doing more of a swing motion, but it's very slow and in control. Lower impact, I stop in the middle at 3 points. So higher, right foot forward, left foot facing out to the side. Bend the left knee, bring the weight across the body. Movement from the shoulders, not the elbow. That's my higher. Lower impact, I'm touching the left thigh up to the right shoulder and then raise it up. So let's go 30 seconds now at your own pace. This is my lower. If you have a back issue, we'll do the lower with the 3 stops. That's 1, 2, and 3. Higher impact, or doing the wood chop. So my left knee bends, then the weight comes over the right shoulder. Slow and in control, no matter which one you're doing. Let's go 10 more seconds. Okay, good. We'll hold it here. Switch it to the left hand if you're doing lower. Left foot is forward, right foot out to the side. This is my lower. Touch the thigh, left shoulder, and then raise to the ceiling. Higher impact, again, we're holding the weight with both hands down to the right foot and over that left shoulder. Core is tight. Let's go 15 more seconds. Okay, good. Bring the weight to the center. We're going to do a curtsy lunge. We're holding the weight with both hands. Come behind, squat to your comfort level. Come back up, both feet are parallel. Switch this to the opposite side. Spine is straight. Sit back like you're sitting in a chair. If you don't like bending, touch, stop, and then touch behind with the opposite foot. 30 seconds now at your own pace. Again, the higher is that full lunge, touching behind. About 10 more seconds. Okay, we'll hold this center. We'll come back up for another balance. Standing on the left leg, lift the right, tighten the core. Higher impact, weight's gonna go out and in. Lower impact, hold the weight still and try to balance. Five more seconds. Okay, we'll switch this to the left. So with my left foot up, balancing on the right. Hold the weight in front, higher impact this time, extend that left leg straight, and then bend it back in. Lower impact, just balance for 20 seconds. Good, okay, come on down. Let's go ahead and set the weight down. We'll use it again on the floor if you want a higher impact later, but we'll set it down for now. We're gonna do what's called a skater lunge. So I'm shifting my weight side to side, tighten the core, and then bring the opposite foot behind. Every time you come to the side, try to balance anywhere from 3 to 5 seconds. Shift your weight. The back foot is going across the opposite leg. And you can do a little hop in the middle. If you find that difficult, just do a step. 15 more seconds. Good, okay, hold it here. Let's come to the side of the mat now. We're gonna reach it up to the ceiling, come down towards the feet, and back up, big reach up to the ceiling. And we'll come down, trying to keep the knees as straight as you can without locking. Let's go ahead and walk those arms out. From here, we'll hold this plank, where we'll put the knees down for a lower impact. Core is tight. Okay, higher impact. I want you to touch opposite shoulder without shifting your weight. So try to keep the upper body parallel to the floor. You can do this whether you're on the knees or you're off the knees. Or you can, again, just hold that plank for lower impact. Good, let's stop touching. If you are, tighten those abs. We'll hold the plank about 10 more seconds. And we'll go ahead and put the knees down if they're not, and come into an all-four position. Hands directly below the shoulders. My knees are directly below my hips. I'm going to stretch it out for bird dog. Tighten up the core, make sure the entire front of the body is parallel to the floor. And now let's try to lift arm and leg up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it here. We're going to touch opposite hand to the opposite knee and stretch back out. Let's do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more hold. And we'll put the back leg down. Arm that's out is going to come under the arm that's on the mat. And then go ahead and wrap around, taking that hand to the spine. We'll come back up on all fours, check out your positioning, hands directly below the shoulders, and my knees are below my hips. Extend out, other side, opposite arm, opposite leg. Get those hips parallel to the floor with little lifts up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold it here. We'll crunch in, opposite hand to opposite knee for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Put the leg down. Arm that's out will come under the arm that's on the floor, and then go ahead and wrap around. Okay, we'll come to the center, and we're going to do a core push-up. So these push-ups you should feel all throughout the abs and the back, not just in the chest like the normal push-up. Lower impact, I'm off my knees. Glutes are nice and high, forearms are down. Extend forward so the chin comes over the fist, and then use the core to pull the glutes back to the ceiling. Higher impact, I'm doing the same exercise off my feet. I bend forward, chin comes over the fist, tighten those abs, pull the glutes back up. Okay, let's go about 40 seconds at our own pace. No matter which one you're doing, do not push with the arms. They're nice and slow, using the core muscles to pull the glutes back up. I'm going to demonstrate the lower impact again. Same motion, but I'm on my knees. Good, okay, let's go ahead and sit back to the heels. Take those hands away from the feet as far as you can, and then tuck your chin into the chest. And then we'll come up to the side now. So we have, I have my right arm down. I have my right hand directly below the right shoulder. My hips are stacked. My left arm is up in the air for balance, but I can also keep it at the waist if that's more comfortable. We're going to hold this for 15 seconds. If you want a higher impact, take the bottom foot or knee off the mat and you're off the feet. So that's my higher. Knee down is my lower. Okay, good. Everyone go ahead and put the knee down. If it was up, it's directly below the hip. Again, hand below the shoulder. We're crunching in, elbow towards the knee or the thigh. Hips are stacked. Straighten back out. Let's do 4 more. And 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here. Take that hand on the hip. Little leg lifts up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's go ahead and switch this to the other side. I have my left hand directly below the left shoulder, lower impact. My knee is down, higher impact. I'm off of my feet. We'll do a 15-second hold. Try to get the hips stacked. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Okay, now all of us have our leg down, and again, check out the hand, make sure it's below the shoulder, stretch out the top arm and leg straight, and then crunch it in. You don't have to touch, we're just aiming towards the leg. Do about 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1. Good. Take that top arm onto the hip. Lift the leg, and we'll do little lifts for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, go ahead and come into a seated position. We'll start first upright with the feet on the floor. Knees are bent. Take those arms up to the ceiling. Hands are going to be parallel to the ceiling. I want you to try to come elbow to the side, down towards the floor. If you find this easy, increase the angle at your waist. So you're going to come back a little bit further, but the spine stays straight. Keep that core tight. If it bothers your low back, come up higher. So hands are more parallel to the ceiling. Good, hold it here. Let's reach forward and grab at the ankle and give a little pull. You feel this mainly through the low back. Okay, then come on back. If you want the higher impact, you're going to go ahead and grab that dumbbell. We'll do some Russian twists. Let me show that one first. You can come up, feet either down or up. Nice and slow turn. Let's count to 8, rest, and then repeat. So that's going to be my higher impact. Lower impact, no weight. Come on down, slowly curl up. Rotating off either elbow, and bringing elbow towards the opposite knee. Nice and slow. Stop in the middle before you do your second turn. And again, 8 total, rest, and then repeat 8 more. So we're at our own pace. That was my lower. Here's my higher again, nice and slow. Dumbbells going to either side. Feet can be on the floor or off. If they're off, it puts more pressure on that low back. So if you have a low back issue, I would not do this Russian twist. Let's stick to these side crunches. When you're done with your set, do a full body stretch. Take the hands away from the feet. Okay, now if you're in the stretch already, take in a deep breath of air in through the nose and out through the mouth. And one more time, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And let's go ahead now and lift the legs up in the air. We have a 90-degree angle at the knee and at the hip. From here, arms are going to come out to the side. Nice and slow, take the knees down to the floor, towards the floor. You probably won't be able to touch, which is fine. Go to your comfort level, and then back to the center. Lower impact. My knees, feet are down, and I'm doing that same exercise. So if you have a low back issue, keep the feet down. If you want the higher, nice slow turns. Okay, so let's take the feet back up where they were. I have a 90-degree angle at the knee. Movement here is from the hip. I'm going down to the floor, one leg at a time. Angle of the knee is not going to change. Nice and slow. Higher impact, do a double leg lower. If you're doing that double leg lower, just go as far as you feel comfortable. You're not going to go the whole way to the floor. Targets low abs and low back. Exhale up. This is my lower. Okay, hold it here. I'll give 2 impacts again with the next one. Higher impact, let's straighten those legs out. Arms are out to the side. Slowly come up. Opposite hand towards that opposite leg and stretch back out and then switch. My lower, bend that knee. So my knees are bent, and I'm doing that same exercise with the bent knee. These are nice and slow again, in control. Don't bounce off the mat. About 10 more seconds. Okay, hold here, and we'll do one more and then do a couple stretches on the back. Let's do the folding chair. Highest impact, I have everything straight, elbows, knees. I slowly curl up, slowly come back down. Lower impact, bend the knees. Let's do 10 total. And lowest impact, one leg at a time. So come to the right, slowly down, and then switch it to the left. If you're doing the one leg, it would be 5 on each side. And again, the bent knee is a medium impact. My highest impact, legs are straight, elbows are straight. If you're doing the highest impact and it bothers your back, make sure you bend those knees. When you're done with your set, do that full body stretch again, except this time put the bottom of the feet together to push the knees down towards the floor. And pull the hands away from the feet. let's do one more stretch while we're on our back. We're gonna bring the knees up, grab under the hamstring, pull that low back off the mat. If you would care to, you can do a deeper stretch and take the feet over the head. So pick whichever one you want, and we'll hold this for about 15 seconds. And again, make sure you're not holding your breath. Okay, slowly come on back down, and let's go to all fours again. We'll do one more here. Let's do an elbow plank. And I'll give a couple options with this. We'll do about a 45-second hold. Off the feet would be a higher, off the knees would be a lower. Highest impact, I want you to come up, take the foot out to the side, you're off the knees, bring it back in, and then switch to the other leg. And again, slow and in control if you're moving the legs. Stop in the center. You don't have to move the legs. If you have a back issue, don't move with this. Tighten the core, shift your weight back to the feet. Make sure you're breathing. And then my lowest impact, I'm on my knees, but my glutes are nice and low. You don't want the butt up in the air. You want to have a straight spine. About 15 more seconds. Okay, good. Now let's push back into a stretch. Turn the knees out if it's comfortable for you this time. And cross at the ankles and then walk the hands away. If that bothers your knees, just keep them straight. Okay, we're gonna come up on the hands, push up to the toes. Bring those glutes high up in the air, core is tight. Should feel a stretch through the calves. And let's lower down. Try not to touch the legs to the mat. Use the core muscles, pull those glutes back up to the ceiling. And come on back down. Looking up to the ceiling. One more time, pull back up. And come on back down. Go ahead and lower the quads down to the mat. The whole body is going to come down. Arms are at the side, and we're trying to lift the upper body off the mat. Higher impact now, go ahead and lift the legs. Lower impact, just the upper body. They come the whole way down. Take those arms straight now, so we're stretched out. Opposite arm, opposite leg will come up as high as you can for a hold. And relax that other side. Opposite arm, opposite leg up. Good, back down, switch one more time. Opposite arm, opposite leg. And down, and one more switch. Good, and back down. Bring the hands back to the side. Press up, lift the quads off the mat for a stretch. Look up to the ceiling. Should feel this through the abdominals, through the low back, through the upper back, through the back of the neck. And then press back again to the toes. Walk those hands back. We'll press up, walk both feet out. Walk the hands to the center and hold here for a stretch. If you need a deeper stretch, grab at the calf and pull in slightly. Good, and curl it up, roll those shoulders back. Okay, we'll finish with some standing core. So let's go ahead and come into a standing position. I'll show some different impacts for this. Opposite arm's going to come to the opposite knee or the opposite foot. Stay on the same side. So you're reaching to the opposite foot or knee, stretch back up. The lower impact is the bent knee and stretch back up. Again, we'll stay on the same side. Let's do 8 more. Stopping in the middle. And 7. This is the lower. 6, 5, 4, 3, straight leg is the higher, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, left arm up, coming to the straight right leg for higher, bent leg for lower. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Higher impact for this next one, go ahead and grab your weight. Lower impact, don't use the weight. So we'll go to our own pace. I'll demonstrate it first. Sit back into a squat, come up, right leg goes to the side. Sit back into your squat, come up, and then the left leg. Don't lift out the leg until you're the whole way up and you have your balance. And again, go for a minute at your own pace. When you're doing that sit back squat, sit back like you're sitting into a chair with the weight behind the knees. Good, about halfway done. If you can, try to lift those toes off the mat when you're doing the sit back squat. That'll put the weight behind. Okay, good. Hold it here. Step out with one foot. Bend over at the waist. Let's do a one-arm row. Spine is straight. Core is tight. You should feel this in the upper back, bicep and tricep. About 5 more seconds. And we'll come on up, straighten out the back, switch your leg positioning. Then at the waist, switch the weight to the other arm, and we'll do the row with the opposite arm now. Okay, good. Okay, then we'll do one more with the weight, or set it down for lower, but hold it for the higher. What we're going to do is have it, you can hold it in both hands or in one, whichever is easier for your balance. We're coming on the right foot. Left foot is coming off the mat. Slowly bend down to the right foot and then pull up using the core. If you feel this is too difficult, set the weight down. You can also, like I said, just hold it in one hand. If you find that easier, I find it easier for balance by holding it in both. But do what works for you. Target your lower abs, low back, upper back, glutes, hamstrings. It's also very good for the balance. And the goal is to come up nice and slow. It's hard though, because you get the balance gets thrown off. But try to tighten the core to come up slowly. Okay, good. We'll switch this to the other leg. I'm having a very hard time with my balance today. You'll find too, it's easier on one leg than the other. It's much easier, I don't know why, but with my left leg down than with my right. You can always bend that knee too if you want to make it easier or lower impact. Okay, let's go ahead and set the weight down. We'll do a couple of standing stretches now. So let's take the legs nice and wide. Turn that right foot out. Nice wide stance. Coming down, bringing the left arm over that left ear. From here, if you want a deeper stretch, take the right hand down, grab the ankle. Good, come on back up. And now we're gonna turn towards that right foot, but turn your left foot as well, facing the right. So we both toes, all 10 toes pointing in the same direction, and we're bending down towards the right foot. You should feel this mainly through the hamstring of the right leg, and you're probably also feeling it a little bit through the calf. Bend the knees if it's too much. Good, slowly come up, right foot forward, left foot slightly out to the side. Do that big reach over with the right arm. Left hand can come the whole way down to the ankle if you'd like a deeper stretch. Good, slowly come up. We'll turn to the left side. All 10 toes are facing forward, and we're reaching down towards the left foot. Try to keep the knees as straight as you can without overstretching. It never should be painful. Good, come on up. Take all 10 toes facing forward. And let's shift our weight down to the right again with the feet facing forward. This gets into the inner thigh. And over to the left, again, all 10 toes forward. And back to the center, drop the hands down to the floor. Take the right arm up to the ceiling, turn and face that right hand so you feel a stretch through the neck. And bring it down, left arm up to the ceiling. Look towards that left arm now. Good, and back to the center. Slowly try to walk the feet in together. And then we'll just hang straight down to the feet. Curl it up one vertebrae at a time. Once you're there, roll those shoulders back, squeezing the shoulder blades. Okay, take your arms out. We'll bring them both then back to the spine. Press the elbows back. Take the arms out to the side. Now behind the head, do that same press back with the elbows. Good, reach it up to the ceiling, arms at the side. Turn the head to the right shoulder. And slowly to the left. And back to the center, we'll look up. And take it down with a little pressure on the back of the head. Okay, joke for the day. Which is faster, heat or cold? Heat, because you can catch a cold. Okay, anyone staying for senior fitness? Grab 2 dumbbells, a chair, and a mat. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started again. For senior fitness, we need a chair, dumbbells, and a mat. We'll go on down to the floor at the very end. If you don't feel comfortable lying on your back, we'll just do it for a few minutes. Don't go down, just stay in the chair and I'll give you an alternative exercise. Okay, so let's start. Take the legs about shoulder width apart. And let's put the hands on the hips, slow rotations. Leave a slight bend in the knee. And anyone who's new, I do not play music, so feel free to put it on your end. Reverse your direction. And no exercise should be painful. If you're feeling any pain, please stop with that exercise. It means your body doesn't like it. Good, we'll hold this center, reaching over to the right and reach to the left, to the right again, and to the left one more time, right, and one more time, left again at the waist. We're gonna do some small turns, relax the arms. Okay, holding it into the center, take the arms out, lower impact for reaching down to the opposite knee. Higher impact, take it down to the opposite foot. If you have a low back issue, just go to the knee and take it slower. Good, we're gonna hold this center and we're gonna come across the body. So right hand is gonna reach to the left foot and then behind the body. Stay with the right hand. So right hand reaches across to the left foot and then kick behind. Reach in front, reach behind, in front, and behind, in front, and behind, and one more. Reach in front and reach behind. Good. We'll switch this to the other side. So now the left hand's coming to the right foot, bring it in front, and then behind, in front, and behind, in front, behind, in front, kick behind. One more, in front, and one more behind. Good. Shake the arms out. Now we're going to just do the front part. So both arms out, reaching to the opposite foot. At this point, if you want to go a little faster, go for it. If I'm going too fast, take it slower. So go at your own pace. And you don't have to touch. You're just reaching towards the foot. If you can't touch, that's fine. Good. Take it behind. Again, at your own pace. Okay, let's turn this into a march. So we'll pump those arms, march the legs. And throughout this entire aerobic part, please go at your own pace, faster or slower, whatever works for you. Good, let's take the arms out to the side again with a higher knee, touching under the hamstring, switching your leg every time. And keep the legs, turn the arms into a bicep curl. So we're going to bring them up towards the shoulders. My knee now is just slightly out to the side. And now knees in front. And let's go and take the arms up to the ceiling. And we'll do a pull down. Good, reach across, opposite hand towards that opposite knee. Again, at your pace, take it faster if you would like, take it slower if you would like. And let's march it out. Okay, let's take a step to the side. So one to the right, one to the left. Arms are going to come up to about shoulder level. Good. Now let's keep the legs one step to either side, but put the arms in front and pull back. If your arms get tired, you can always switch to a bicep curl. Okay, let's switch this 2 steps now. 2 to the right and 2 to the left. I'm going to take my arms out alternating, but again, switch to a bicep curl if yours are getting tired. So this one is what I want you to do if the arms are tired. You're just going to keep them at the side. You want to get the heart rate a little bit higher though to keep them up. And switching the arms again, that big circle. So big circle and then both out to the side. Take the foot, tap behind. So on that last step, that foot is going to tap behind the opposite. Go about 10 more seconds, and then we'll march it out again. Okay, good. Marching it out. So you want to lift those knees as high as you feel comfortable, pumping the arms. Good. Let's turn our arms into a jump rope motion, like we're jumping rope. And then take the knees a little bit lower. So we're going to keep a soft knee here. You can also do a heel touch up if you'd rather. Okay, now let's all do that heel touch. Pointing the toes to the ceiling. And we'll change the arms to a half jumping jack. So arms are up to the ceiling. Again, you're going at your own pace. Slow it down if I'm too fast, and speed it up if I'm too slow. Good. Relax the arms again, bicep curl. And now we'll do a slight bend and kick behind. So we're kicking the same foot up to the same glute. And let's do that side shoulder raise again. About 10 more seconds with this one. Good, and back to the march. Good, now let's do some traveling forward and back. So 4 steps up, 4 steps back. Again, at your pace. You can tap the heel up and then press it back on number 4 if you'd like. Higher impact, arms are going to go in front. Good, Good, and go ahead and add a knee if you want on number 4. Just lift a knee up. Good, I'm gonna go one more up, one more back, and then we'll go back to the march. Okay, let's take the feet out just a little bit, about shoulder width apart, putting the hands behind the head. Sit back a little bit into a squat, and then come up, opposite elbow to the opposite knee. Again, at your own pace. You're sitting back like you're sitting in a chair. About 5 more seconds. Good, okay, let's hold it here. We're gonna take one leg out and in, hold on to the chair for balance if you need to. Core is nice and tight. My knees are straight without locking, so just a very soft knee. On the way in, resist the weight of the leg. Good, change this to a cat brace. We're coming up and down on the toes. Lift the heels off the floor as high as you can. And we'll switch to the outer hip area for the other leg. The left leg now, nice and slow out, nice and slow in. Resisting the weight of that leg the whole way in. Okay, let's switch it back to the right leg. Take it out as far as you can with little lifts now. These are tiny. We're not coming the whole way back in. Hold it out, then lift towards the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switching left leg. Take it out as far as it's comfortable and little lifts for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, let's do a couple for balance. So you can feather touch that chair if you need to. We'll stand on the left leg. Take the right leg off the floor. Lean slightly forward. Higher impact. You're trying to get the upper body more parallel to the floor. Core is tight. If you find this easy, bring the hands in front of the body, and you can do little lifts up. If you have a back issue, please keep the hands straight across and try to balance like that. Again, feather touch the chair if you need to. Good, come on up. We'll switch this. I'm now on my right leg. Left leg is going back. Holding onto the chair for lower. For higher, I don't have any hand on the chair or a wall. Highest, I'm bringing my hands in front. And if I want, I can do small presses up with the arms. Again, if you have a back issue, let's keep those hands out to the side and tighten the core. Good, come on down. Okay, we're gonna stand again. Let's go back to standing on the left. Hold on if you need to. Right leg's gonna come behind and then cross over. So you can see my right foot is sticking out to that left side. Core is tight, arms can come off the chair for higher. Highest impact, arms are coming over the head. If you find that difficult, again, please hold on. Good, come on down, we'll stand on the right. Left leg is coming behind, so my left knee is slightly bent. With the foot pointing out to the right side. Feather touch if you need to. If you find it easy though, bring those arms above the head up to the ceiling. Good. Okay, let's come back. Let's stand on the left leg, lift the right leg. Feather touch if you need to. Try to get your balance. Tighten the core, find a focal point. If you're finding this easy, turn the right leg out to the side, back to the center, lift it up, bring it down, and then repeat. So let's go for about 15 seconds here. If it's difficult to balance, don't move the leg at all. Hold it still. Good. Okay, shake that leg out. We'll now stand on the right, lift the left. Again, core's tight, hold on if you need to. You're finding it easy, move the left leg out to the side, and then up to the ceiling, and then repeat. Good. Okay, let's do our sit to stand. So we're going to sit in the chair and stand up. Try 10 if you can. So we're trying not to use our hands, weights going behind us. Use the core muscles to come up and down. Squeeze the glutes. After you sit, don't push off the chair. We don't want to use momentum. So again, try anywhere up to 10. Let's all day try every time we sit down and stand up not to use our hands. So this is a squat. By sitting in the chair, it makes you have very good form with your squat. Put your weight behind your knees. If there's a mirror in front of you, you should be able to read look at your entire shirt or read anything that's on your shirt if you have something on your shirt. But you should be able to see the whole front of the shirt instead of leaning over like that. You want to have the weight behind you. Good. Okay, when you're done with your 10, go ahead and grab your weights. We'll do the isolated forearm exercise. If you have a wrist issue, please do this without weights. So I'll show you that without the weights. We're just doing the movement. We have the forearm down on either leg. The wrist is hanging off, and I don't move my elbow. And I don't lift the forearm up. Nice slow turns up and down. If you're holding the weights, it's the same motion. This one should not be done with a heavy weight. I'd say anywhere up to 5, no more than 5. But even a 1, 2, or 3, it's a very difficult exercise. Okay, good. Now turn over. So the forearm is in touch with the leg the whole time. And again, only moving from the wrist, that same motion. It is much harder this way. So if you feel that weight is too heavy, set it down. It's very important to do these exercises. But again, you're working tiny muscles, tiny tendons, and your joints. So you don't want a heavy weight with this. Okay, good, and we'll do one more. So if you're holding the weight, we have our thumbs facing up to the ceiling, even if you're not holding the weight. Weight goes down and then up. So we're rotating the wrist in a side direction. Again, if it's too heavy, please, no weights, just do the motion. Okay, so let's set the weights to the side. We're going to do just a couple more seated. First of all, I want you just to bend over to stretch that low back. So we're bending over. Reach for the feet if you can. If you don't feel it, grab your ankle and give yourself a little pull down. Okay, and slowly come up. If you would rather do these standing, go ahead and stand, feather touch the chair. You can also do them seated flat on the floor. We're going to work quad and hamstring. So I have my left knee bent, right leg is out, higher impact, don't hold on to the chair. And we're just going to hold first. So if you can, try to get the knees parallel. Good, now let's do 10 little lifts up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good, one more hold. And we'll relax that leg, other leg now. So we have the left leg out. That knee's straight without being locked. And 10 little lifts for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, one more hold. Good, put it down. And we'll come back to the right. So we're going to lift up that right leg. And this one we're kicking in and out. The leg is going to go straight again without locking the knee. Let's do 10 and 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it here. If you can, we're going to do a set lifting up to the ceiling with the bent knee. So tiny lifts up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake that leg out. If your leg gets tired, just stop it and do a shake out. Don't continue and do the second set. Okay, so left leg now. We're holding it up. My knee is bent. And we'll kick it out and in for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it bent at 90 degrees, and we'll lift straight up to the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, now if you want to stand up, we're going to go into some upper body with weights. Go for it. If you'd rather stay seated in the chair, stay seated in the chair. We'll do the same motions. Okay, let's start today with the shoulder raise to the ceiling. Slight bend in the knees if you're standing. Feet are below the shoulder. Straight up with the weights, and then back down to a set of 12. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the weights down to the side. We'll lean slightly forward. Elbows are high. You can take one foot out for balance if you like that stance better. Kicking back. Should feel this in the back of the upper arm. Let's do 10 more. And 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Coming up straight. Let's roll the shoulders back. Okay, we'll do another one for the shoulders now, but we'll do a side shoulder raise. Let's go at our own pace for about 25 seconds. Resist on the way down. You don't want to go beyond the shoulders. Core is tight. I again have a slight bend in my knees. Feet about shoulder width apart. Exhale up, inhale down. But most importantly, make sure you're not holding your breath. Good. Okay, another one for the tricep, but let's do it overhead. Put one weight down, or you can stack your weights. If you think one weight's going to be too light, come over the head. Again, slight bend in the knee. Weight goes behind and then up to the ceiling. Let's try about 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring those weights to the front. And let's do a bicep curl, and then we'll do one for the upper back. So first bicep, elbows at the side, movement from the elbow joint. We'll do 30 seconds. Roll the whole way up towards the shoulders, and then bring it back down to the thigh. Make sure you're not using your back, you're not swaying or moving the core. The only thing moving here should be the elbow joints. Halfway done. Okay, good. I'm going to do one for the upper back. So again, we're going to bend over at the waist and do a row. Rowing those elbows up to the ceiling and then bring the arms straight again. You should feel this through the upper back. You're also getting bicep and tricep. We're bending over to make sure we're not getting shoulder. Not that we don't like our shoulders, but we've already done our shoulders. That's why we're bending at the waist. Ten more seconds. Okay, good. Come on back up. And let's do another one for the bicep. So we'll have the elbows tight to the body. Take an arm out and then bring it back in and then switch to the left. So right arm out, back in, left arm out, back in, right arm and left arm. When you go out, you're not putting the elbow straight. Always keep a slight bend in that elbow. I'm going to do 4 more. So right, left, right, and left. Now we'll do 8 more of the bicep curl, whole way up and whole way down. For 8 and 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay, let's do one more set for the upper back. So again, I like to put 1 foot forward, but you can have your feet parallel, whatever works better for you. Then at the waist, rowing the elbows up to the ceiling, and then arms go straight for 30 seconds. Hold the abdominals up to the spine to tighten the core. You want to look forward and down. So the spine is straight. We don't want to have the chin tucked into the chest. That puts a lot of pressure on the neck. 10 more seconds. Okay, good. And let's do a butterfly now. If you feel it's going to be too heavy with weights, this is a hard one. Set those weights down. We're gonna have the elbows parallel to the shoulder. Then we squeeze in and out. Do one set of 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Bring the weights down. Roll the shoulders back. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and have the weights at the side. This is for the obliques. I have my feet about shoulder width apart, slight bend in the knee, and I'm coming down to the right side. The weight stays in contact with that leg. You can do these seated in the chair as well. If you're sitting, you're just dipping to the side. Try not to lean forward and not to lean back. Deliberate stop in the middle. On the way down, resist the weight. You'll be working the muscles more. Again, we're trying to keep that spine as straight as we can with these. With the head parallel to the ceiling if you can. For about 5 more seconds. Good. Okay, let's do one for the low back and the low abs. If you have a back issue, especially low back, put the weights down for this one. We're bending forward. You can also, for lower impact, bend the knees. So we're bending forward about to the hands or the weights get to the knee, and then slowly come back up. Higher impact, my knees are going to be straight, and I have a flat back. Again, if you have a low back issue, I would set the weights down and do this motion without the weight. Very slow and in control. This gets targets your lower abdominals, your lower back, your glutes, and your hamstrings. Let's go 10 more seconds. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and set the weights down. And let's do an arm stretch. And then we're going to come down onto our backs just for a little more core. So right arm behind. You can put a little pressure on the elbow if you'd like. If that bothers your shoulder, instead of stretching that way, bring it across the body. So whichever one works for you. This would be a lower impact, and that would be a higher. Okay, big stretch up to the ceiling. Bringing the left arm behind now. So again, higher impact behind the head, lower impact across the body. And take the arms out. Take the legs a little bit wider. Bend it forward and just hang to your comfort level. Bend the knees if you need to. You're seated in a chair, just bend forward. We're going to come up one vertebrae at a time, slowly, and then roll the shoulders back, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Okay, now we'll come down onto the mats on our back. And we'll start with a bridge. If you're not able to get on the floor on your back, I'm going to have you, you're going to squeeze the glutes, seated in a chair, just squeezing the glutes in and out. If you're down on the back for a bridge, make sure the feet are directly below the knees and go ahead and lift the glutes off the mat, putting your weight to the upper back. Push the hip bone up. Higher impact, we're lifting the arms up as well. Press that hip bone up. as high as you comfortably can. Good, come on down and relax. Do that one more time. So big bridge up, lift the arms off the mat for the higher. Press that hip bone up. Good, come on down and relax, and we'll just do one more for the core. You're gonna do the same motion if you're in a chair. So we're gonna come up nice and slow, one knee at a time, and try to lift the upper body off the mat. If you want a higher impact, you can do a double leg with this. If you have a back issue, please do not do that. When you come back down, take a little rest so you're not using momentum. So let's go with that for about 30 seconds, and I'm just going to demonstrate it in a chair in case we have anyone in a chair. So it's the same thing, you curl in, bringing the knee up towards the body as you bring the arms down from the ceiling. Let's go about 10 more seconds. Okay, we'll hold here, keep the left knee bent, right leg is going up to the ceiling, slightly pull back. If you're seated in a chair, just lift the right leg up and hold for a stretch. Okay, relax that, cross it over the left leg. You can hold here, or you can lift the left foot off the mat and pull back. Keep the low back down. Make sure you're breathing. We're gonna hold that stretch. If you're in a chair, you're crossing the leg over. You can put a little pressure on the knee. Okay, come on down. Let's go to lift the left leg up. Slightly pull back on the calf. I have my right leg bent. And cross the left leg over the right knee. Hold there, or lift that right foot off the mat, slightly pulling back. Okay, both feet down. We're going to slowly turn to the side, come to a seated position. Take the right leg straight, cross the left, or I'm sorry, my left leg straight. Right leg is crossing over, and then turn away from that right foot. If you're in a chair, just turn to the side. And we'll come center. Both legs are going to go straight, reaching for the toes. Bend the knees as much as you need to. If you're in a chair, you're reaching over to try to touch your feet. Good. Slowly come up, right leg straight, cross over the left, turn away from that left foot. Okay, then back to the center. Sit however is comfortable for you. Nice and slow. Semicircles with your head. Dip that chin slowly down to the body and then over to either shoulder. We'll hold the glance center. Let's look over to the right shoulder. And then lower the chin down, so we have the eyes towards the floor now. And slowly back up to the center, over to the left shoulder. Take the chin down, look towards the floor. And slowly back up, back to the center. We'll look to the ceiling and look to the floor. Back to the ceiling. And one more time, looking towards the floor. Okay, my joke again, which is faster, heat or cold? Heat, because you can catch a cold.